seeing if the Knights can advance to the Sweet 16 at Madison Square Garden. Roger Ayers, Don Daly, Steven Anderson are officials, and we're underway in Columbus.
Well, you're going to see Fairleigh Dickinson. FDU played mostly man-to-man, but they do have this zone that Tobin Anderson's assistants made him put in halfway through the year.
Black Golden down low, and his shot was rejected from behind. Sean Moore comes away with it, but it got poked away.
It looked like Zach Edey the other night, the way they surrounded him there. As soon as Golden caught the ball, he was surrounded.
Here is Nick Boyd for three. He hit the game winner against Memphis with 2.5 seconds to go on Friday night late. Here is Moore, trying to pick up where he left off on Friday after that career-high 19.
It looked like on that first possession that Golden was guarding Moore.
And there is Golden with the flush,
which is what Purdue tried to do the other night. They don't have Golden on Almanor because he's a very good three-point shooter. Very interesting, and Almanor is their biggest guy. But now they just switched.
Well, Steve, we know about the contrasting styles we saw Friday with FDU and Purdue, but these two teams are very similar.
Very similar. I would be shocked if Florida Atlantic does not aggressively attack the FDU pressure.
Here's Martin spinning to the hoop. Oh, what a move! Elijah Martin, we told you he was 3 of 13 the other night. A good start here.
This team pushes the ball up the floor. They make 10 threes a game, number 12 in the nation. This is a very good offensive team that also will get after you on this end.
Dimitri Roberts, and he took too many steps. How about the spin cycle from Elijah Martin?
Yeah, Elijah Martin is a tremendous athlete, and you see they're going to get the ball up the floor quickly in this game. What a great spin and finish.
And FDU already with 3 turnovers in their first 4 trips.
And here's the pressure. They press 35% of the time, which is one of the top 5 usages of a press in the nation. I don't know, usages, that's probably not a word.
That's fine, he's late. Martin on the baseline, finds a cutting Greenlee. Brian Greenlee had 10 points in the win over Memphis.
Yeah, he got him off to a good start early.
Davis from downtown, shot clock was winding down in the corner, and it was last touched by FDU. Dusty May leading the Owls to 32 wins this year, tied for the most in the country alongside Houston, who last night advanced to the Sweet 16. There is the Owl. Florida Atlantic, located in Boca Raton, Florida. Final year in Conference USA. They're moving to the American Conference in July.
I'm guessing Boca Raton not a bad place to go to school.
No, I wouldn't mind being at their watch party. And be on the beach. Martin leaves it for Davis. Johnell Davis so quiet in that first half, but exploded for 10 after halftime against Memphis. Corner 3 ball on the way, not there for Greenlee, and FDU controls.
The one thing I'll tell you about FDU, they are very, very quick.
On the drive, and Munden missed it. FDU still trying to get on the scoreboard nearly 3 minutes in.
They got back on defense very well. Here comes the double. That was a quick move, but he couldn't finish it.
Had position, but Golden, the 7-footer from Russia, off the mark. Roberts, nice fake and the drive, and he misses it.
I mean, they're missing layups.
These two teams are a combined 2 for 10 out of the gate. Martin for 3. That one's good. 7-0 Owls.
This is a team that shoots threes in transition at their best. And they're going to push it this hard. We didn't see Purdue push it this hard in 40 minutes, let alone the first 5 minutes.
Munden from the outside. FDU is 0 for 4.
And the thing about this FAU team, they're deep. They play 9 guys, equal minutes.
Martin, baseline, gets it back and scores. 9-0 in favor of Florida Atlantic.
And we got 7 subs getting ready to come in the game.
FDU on the board thanks to Grant Singleton.
Yeah, he's their best three-point shooter. Him and Almanar are very good shooters from the perimeter.
First team all Northeast Conference. Quickly the other way, Greenlee. No good, but the offensive rebound to Golden. Out to Davis. His three won't go, and the rebound controlled by FDU. There are 8 players at the scorer's table set to check in.
Yeah, there were only 7 when I looked a couple minutes ago. Not about like 30 seconds ago.
We do play in the arena of the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is clearly a hockey line change on the horizon. Roberts' three not there.
I think there's a lot of guys out there dragging, I got to be honest with you.
And no whistle.
The pace has been
nearly 5 minutes in. Davis. Yes.
And this is what they do. They either shoot threes or they shoot layups. Mid-range, they don't do it.
Here's Moore the other way, and he draws the foul, and finally a whistle. We'll have some substitutions when we come back, and what a start for Elijah Martin. 3 of 13 on Friday. He's already got 7 points tonight, and the Owls with an early lead on the Knights. Walker still got his jersey on in the stands.
They don't want to take a shower even, these guys. Look at them.
Well, if it was Charles Barkley, he'd tell him to shower with the jersey on, as we saw earlier this week.
There's no greater feeling in the world.
Sean Moore at the line.
You know, our great statistician here, Mike Notaro, tells me we're on pace 74 possessions. You know what that would be? The #1 team in the country in possessions per game average 73. So we're on pace to have like the fastest game in the country.
And that's why we have so many new players on the floor, as 8 checked in during that media timeout. Did see Tobin Anderson do that against Purdue as well on Friday, as the three won't go for Michael Forrest. Joel Emmanuel at the free throw line. Tough pass, knocked out by Brandon Weatherspoon. Second round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues tonight on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Here's Roberts stepping into a three. And saved by Forrest.
Tough shot there.
Here they go the other way with Jalen Gaffney, the UConn transfer.
I will say this, FDU transition defense was really good that time because that ball was being pushed up fast.
They work it around, and now Forrest with the shot clock at 6.
They're playing tough defense, FDU, let me tell you.
Greenlee from way out there, and the rebound grab by Cameron Tweedy.
That was a great possession for the FDU defense.
Held Purdue to 58 points. One of 5 teams to hold a #1 seed to fewer than 60 in the first round of the tournament, and that's a violation against FDU. As we talk about Florida Atlantic, and you mentioned their depth, Steve, their bench averages 35 points per game, which is second most in the country. 9 players have played in at least 30 games.
Yeah, their bench was actually #1 the other day, and it went down a little because they only had 20 points off the bench in that game against Memphis.
What a win that was for Dusty May, and he told us about the play that won it. He used his top 2 scorers, Davis and Martin, as decoys and gave the ball to Nick Boyd, and the sophomore rewarded him. Turnover here, and numbers for the Knights. Running the break and laying it in is the walk-on, Braden Reynolds.
You know, you dribble too much, and these guys are coming.
A 7-2 run for FDU.
They've settled in here because they are playing hard on this end of the floor. FAU is not getting a good look.
Rosado. Wow, how about that? He had 15 on Friday. He averages less than 6 per game.
Boy, how good was he the other night?
And that was a big-time move right there.
They got 21 points from their big guys the other night, which was huge.
Singleton. Missed an easy one. Seen that a couple of times now for FDU.
Yeah, you know, for the smaller guys, finishing around the basket, not easy.
Good defense by Ansley Almanor. Best Coke ever? Only one way to find out. Take a taste. Sean Moore back in the game for Tobin Anderson. Joel Emmanuel exits.
How much quicker is FAU than Purdue was the other night? I mean, you're seeing that so early. It's like you're sitting here watching saying this is a whole different kind of game.
Which is what both teams expected. And Tobin Anderson saying he watched them live after they beat Purdue. He came back out to the court. He was sitting right behind us to scout. And he said, it's a scary matchup because they're just like us. And you're seeing that here in the first half.
But I'll tell you right now, FDU's half-court defense has been so good. They haven't gotten a good look. That's why they got to keep pushing the ball, because in the half court, those three-point looks not going to be easy.
Elijah No, offensive rebound. Almanor, his shot's rejected. FDU has it again, and a tie-up with the possession arrow favoring FDU. 5 missed layups for the Knights. They're down by 6 in the first half. One word can change everything. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Now playing only in theaters. Rated PG-13. Get tickets now. A moment ago, Jamie with Dusty May.
Coach, we already knew this game was going to be played fast, but how do you keep composure in a pace like this?
Well, we've got to do a much better job at finishing at the rim and slowing down after we get an advantage. We're playing too side to side against their pressure.
How does this game work well to Elijah Martin's advantage?
Well, we've got to get him in space and allow him to shot fake and drive it, or just get him into driving kicks.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get him going in those driving kicks, and they're not beating FDU off the dribble in these last few minutes.
Munden, tough shot is good off the window. FDU 3 of 14 to begin the game, yet they're only down by 4.
Oh, you don't want to stop there.
Yeah, just get it across, nearly turned it over, and they do. A number of FDU fans in the building making the trip from New Jersey, and then you also have some of the fans from the first game lingering who want to see a 16 seed get to the Sweet 16.
Little tentative now they've looked in these last few possessions, FAU.
Here's Roberts. They work it around. Almanor open look at a 3. And Gaffney the rebound.
You got to go. You got to push this and keep pushing. You got the depth, but good transition defense by FDU.
Yeah, and you pointed out, and Tobin Anderson told us yesterday, we need a good effort out of our half-court defense, and so far so good for the Knights.
Absolutely. There's another tough shot.
Yeah. Offensive rebound, though, by Rosado. Hands off to a cutting Boyd.
The other thing you have to feel like, if you're Dusty May, you have the superior 9 guys. So you'd like to feel like you're going to wear them out at some point, too.
Moore, the hometown kid, gets the hometown roll. And now some full-court pressure by FDU.
Now you got to go.
There's Martin, 7 points already. And he can't add to his total. Moore had it. And a foul is called against the Owls. Foul's on Elijah Martin. The Owls have won 8 consecutive games. They had a 20-game win streak earlier this year. They won both the CUSA regular season and conference tournament title, knocking off UAB in the tournament championship game. Moore does not get the bounce this time, and here they go. Boyd off to the races.
So look at FDU, they're all back already.
Boyd for 3. And Golden tips it right to Roberts.
You know, if you play like this every day in practice, I guess you learn how to have pretty good transition defense. You better. Because they're coming at you every second.
Yeah, don't blink. Almanor pops a 3. Yes, sir. Davis, oh, nice dish. Golden, oh, the defense by Moore. And now FDU was out of bounds. It'll be Owls basketball, but you love the effort. It was Munden who was down low, mixing it up.
I thought he got fouled, tell you right there. I mean, that's a foul. I mean, but I tell you what, these guys, they don't give up on a play.
Tell you what, these FDU fans are loud. Nitro the Night is here, and all of New Jersey is watching. FDU located in Teaneck, New Jersey, right on the border of Hackensack. They also have another campus in Madison. And how about New Jersey? Princeton in the Sweet 16 yesterday. Last year, St. Peter's, the Garden State, my home state, getting it done. '16 seed results in the round of 32 in both the men's and women's tournament. The Harvard women back in '98 lost. UMBC, after their historic upset of Virginia, lost in the second round. And now FDU a chance to be the first ever 16 seed in the Sweet 16. Shot clock at 5. Davis looking for Golden. Golden has it and misses. Gotta finish those.
You know, the pressure is so relentless.
Roberts, deep three. Off the front of the rim.
The pressure is so relentless that you just don't ever feel comfortable.
That three's not there. Golden is fouled, going for the rebound. You can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download.
I mean, Florida Atlantic 1 for 11 from the three-point line already.
They average close to 10 threes per game, which is third most in the country. Roberts is going to get a breather. He averages 34 minutes per game, which was tops in the NEC. Davis, nice move. Singleton turns it over, and then a foul committed at midcourt. Oh, and they call it on Boyd.
Yeah, I thought it was the other way.
Looked like Reynolds was going to be the guilty party.
Yeah.
And Dusty May doesn't like this one.
You're going to see right here. Oh, there's no question. That should have been on Reynolds 100%. Right here, he just dives into Boyd.
That's a big break for FDU.
Big.
Knights have won 5 of their last 6 games. Their only loss, which is something that's been talked about a lot, was in the NEC Tournament Championship game. They lost to Merrimack, but because Merrimack not eligible as they transition from D2 to D1, FDU got the automatic spot. And credit to the Knights, they've made the most of their opportunity as Tweedy scores with the left hand.
How about him? He had 10 and 6 the other day. But you know what I said, Andrew? They didn't win their conference tournament. They really were a 17 seed. It's like it was like a 17-1 game the other day, not a 60.
And they still pulled it off.
Yeah.
Rosado. West Palm Beach, Florida native, having a very nice week here in Columbus. Reynolds. And Rosado knocks it away. What a spark plug Rosado has been. Davis running the floor. No, but a foul. A chance for us and these players to catch their breath. What a fast, lightning pace in Columbus. FAU 19, FDU 16. We're back with a look at our game summary. Points in the paint. The Owls doubling up the Knights. A moment ago, Jamie with Tobin Anderson.
Coach, I can imagine that wasn't the start you wanted, but what started to click offensively?
Well, the start was kind of messed up. We actually played well, missed a couple layups, you know, so it's not that bad. We actually played pretty well. If we got to go in a little bit, we're defending great. We're not scoring. I'd like to score more points, and we're not rebounding like we need to, you know. But I think listen, we're settled in a little bit now. They're a very good team. We got to keep on playing how we're playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yesterday, we had Tobin Anderson waiting to come into our room while we were meeting with Tom Izzo, and Anderson went in to introduce himself to Izzo, and Izzo said, I know who you are. I've seen you on TV the last 48 hours, and then Izzo rubbed his shoulder, hoping for a little bit of luck. Tobin Anderson has done a great job representing FDU off this historic win.
And more than anything else, he's got these guys playing some unbelievable. I don't understand how their opponents this year shot 48%. They have one of the worst defensive field goal percentages in the country. And last 2 times I've seen them, this defense looks like, how do you score against it?
The magic of March. They trail by 5 with 7.5 to go in the first. Here's Singleton, nice move, but FDU continues to struggle at the rim.
Yep, they've missed 4 flat-out layups.
Davis nearly turned it over. Now Greenlee settling it down. Weatherspoon will launch a 3 and hit it. Brandon Weatherspoon.
I mean, if Tobin Anderson's right. If Fairleigh Dickinson had made a couple of those layups, it's all different.
Here's Moore, launching a 3. Weatherspoon looking for 3 more. Tough shot. Rebound, Joe Munden.
I know he just made one right before that.
FDU is just 6 of 23 from the floor. Singleton fakes the 3. Over to Roberts. Wide open look. Way off. And an air ball. Saved, but then turned over. Weatherspoon's going to hit another 3. How about it? Timeout FDU. Brandon Weatherspoon averages 5 points per game. Just launches his second 3, and it's a 10-0 run for the Owls.
All of a sudden, when these guys get it going from the 3-point line, it's a problem. FAU up 11 on FDU.
The Owls have opened up a 27-16 lead on FDU, and during that last timeout, Tobin Anderson was really getting after his guys.
He was not happy with the transition defense that time at all.
During the run, you can see FDU has gone 0 for 4. 10 straight points for the Owls. Let's check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Yeah, he was trying to get those guys mentally to move past some of those misses. He said, if you miss, I don't care. Get back and defend. They are not beating us right now. We're beating ourselves.
Jamie, thank you, as Weatherspoon nearly had his third 3. We've got FDU with 7 missed layups at the rim as Almanor misses from the outside, but a foul is called on the Owls.
I mean, they've missed a ton of easy shots. They were by their man. I mean, there's one. There's nobody there defensively. There's another one. I mean, just make a couple of these, not all of them. Make a big difference.
They didn't shoot great against Purdue. They were 38% from the floor, but so far tonight, just 23%.
And it's a level of what kind of misses they are. They really have gotten to the rim and can't finish.
Roberts. Oh, he'll take it.
Now, obviously, they can set up their pressure once they score.
Good defense there by Emmanuel to get a hand on it. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. And Florida Atlantic uses a timeout with 5:22 to go in the first half. We're back with a look at the FDU watch party back on campus. Trying to cheer him on from Jersey. And we mentioned this before, the Garden State Cinderellas, of course, St. Peter's last year with the magical run to the Elite Eight. Princeton, what a job They did out in Sacramento, advancing to the Sweet 16, and now FDU is trying to join them. Tobin Anderson said that if they win this game, he wouldn't have to fly back to New York. He would run to Madison Square Garden.
Well, I'll tell you, what was telling. Roger Ayers, the great referee, walked by us, sweating and wiping his head. He said, boy, this is some pace.
Up and down we go with the shot clock at 5. Davis inside, missed in tight, and the rebound grab by Roberts. FDU 2 for 9 on layups and 0 for 1 on dunks, so 8 misses at the rim. From the outside, it's Almanor. And knocked out of bounds to the Owls. Tobin Anderson telling us that he knew about Dusty May because he's listened to him on a podcast before, and then Dusty May told us that he has studied Tobin Anderson's presses in the past. These two guys are junkies. We can call them basketball junkies.
I mean, that was a bad turnover right there. They had broken the press great, had a guy Greenlee spotted up in the corner. I mean, Witherspoon spotted up in the corner and just throw it away.
Did you used to listen to other Big East coaches on podcasts when you were coaching?
No, but when, a lot of times I was at a clinic and we would be at the same clinics and I would sit and watch what they were talking about.
Okay, it's close.
Yeah, we didn't have podcasts in those days. Talking about, prehistoric times.
Roberts inside, sends it out to Singleton. Shot clock down to 5. With Gaffney on him, Singleton over Gaffney, yes! Big-time shot by Grant Singleton, the conference leader, and made 3-pointers, and a timeout called by Michael Forrest. We're back, and that dapper-looking young man courtside is Director of Sports Information at FDU, Jordan Sarnoff. What a story he is, and for more, here's Jamie.
He is a story. He is a wealth of knowledge for FDU athletics. He is fulfilling a destiny at this point. Jordan Sarnoff, at 12 years old, went to the Bruce Beck and Ian Eagle Sports Broadcasting Camp. His mom made him go. And he figured out what television broadcasters need to make great TV. He met famed New York Mets PR guy Jay Horowitz, and he realized, wow, all the players love Jay Horowitz, and he gets free gum. I want to be a sports PR guy. And so he walked into the athletic department at FDU as a senior in high school and said, I'm coming here next year. Can I be a sports information director student? And here he is as a full-time guy as a junior.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he has class tomorrow, but yet he is organizing interviews for Tobin Anderson and all of his players, and he's done a remarkable job all week.
You think he brought the maroon jacket with him, or did he go buy that yesterday? You think he came ready to wear the maroon jacket?
He probably had to bring 2.
As a 16 seed?
Yeah, that was not his A jacket. He saved that one. Very impressive young man. Coming up, AT&T at the half. We'll get you caught up on all the latest scores, highlights, and NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. He'll be calling WFAN at 2:45 in the morning, trying to get Tobin Anderson on.
When Steve Summers was on, I was on with him a couple of times, the schmoozer in the middle of the night when I was coaching.
3:15 to go in the first half.
How about we're on a 75 possession pace? Unbelievable.
Singleton, another 3 on the way. Off the mark, but the rebound tracked down by Blajan.
They track him down.
Shot clock did not reset. Now Roberts, step back jumper. Golden had it poked away, but Boyd recovered.
You got hands going everywhere.
Owls +2 on the glass in the first half, and they lead by 8 on the scoreboard. Martin had the 7 points early, has not scored since. He's got the ball here. Looking for position, puts up the shot, the tip, no, and grabbed by Tweedy. And a foul. Dusty May, 3 years as a Florida assistant under Mike White, and Dusty's son Jack now on the Florida roster. Dusty May remains very close with Mike White. They talk daily. 46 years old, his first time as a head coach, former student manager at Indiana for Bob Knight.
What a change of direction.
And Roberts knocks it down.
Hey, talk about a stop and go. My goodness.
Roberts 2 for 8 for 4 points. Inside 2 minutes to go. Boy, that's a deep three.
It's not a good shot. They can't get a clean shot in the half court.
FDU's defense has been better the last few minutes.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, they got hurt when they started pushing it in transition and getting some, transition threes in the half court. They haven't got much.
Elijah on the baseline for 2. It's a 9-2 run for FDU. Boyd the other way to Rosado on the block. Rosado has had some big plays.
But that was a good push. They pushed and got it to the middle of the floor and attacked the pressure.
When he had 15 against Memphis on Friday, it was only the 3rd time this year Rosado had scored in double figures. And already tonight, Rosado with 6 points. Layup. Roberts missed it. Wow. That continues to plague FDU. Quickly the other way. Look who's running the break. Rosado. And he's fouled. This weekend, Rosado is 9 for 9 from the floor, and look at him running the floor here.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job because he's a big kid. He's tough. He has a gift in terms of offensive moves around the basket, good hands.
6 for 6 against Memphis and 3 for 3 so far this evening. You can watch whip-around coverage of all men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break, presented by Nissan. It's in the March Madness Live app. Scan the QR code now to download. One more for Rosado, and he goes 1 out of 2. Rosado comes out, and Weatherspoon returns on the defensive end with the shot clock turned off.
Got 5 small guys in the game. They usually have one of the bigs in. But it's not a bad thing against Fairleigh Dickinson.
In this first half, we've had a combined 70 possessions and only 8 turnovers.
Told you, Roger Ayers was like, man, this is a fast game. And he's seen a lot of games in his day.
Almanor knocked out. And it's Florida Atlantic basketball.
They got 5 seconds. They've got time to get something.
Turnover number 6 by the Knights.
Ideally, they want to get it to somebody on the run. Just got to go.
Gaffney across midcourt. Over to Greenlee. No, almost stolen. Now Gaffney from midcourt. And it's no good. And that's how the first half ends. Neither team shot the ball well. Florida Atlantic 35%. FDU 28%. And at the half, the Owls lead by 7. Jamie's with Dusty Med.
Coach, why did things start to get away from your team offensively?
Well, their pressure had us sped up, and we didn't attack it when we had numbers. When we did break it, we pulled it back out. We want to attack with numbers.
How can you get back into a better shot selection window?
Well, we didn't finish well in the paint. We got a 7-1 center that's catch around the rim that's not finishing well, so we got to be stronger around the rim.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And Golden was 2 for 7 in the first half, the big guy in the middle, but the Owls still ahead by 7. After the break, we'll send you to AT&T at the half. You are watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Your defense has been great. The game plan has been great. Do the same thing. If I'm FAU, I would tell my guys, attack the press, but get the ball in the middle of the floor. I don't think they did that enough.
With Steve Lapis, Jamie Erdahl, our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. A spot in the Sweet 16 is on the line. The winner of this one will take on Tennessee Thursday at Madison Square Garden. They try to dump it down low, and a turnover by the Owls.
They converge on those passes into the post as good as anybody you're going to see.
Roberts has had a tough go in the first 2 tournament games. FDU's leading scorer is just 6 for 20 from the floor. Munden off balance, yes. As we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Lap, Tobin Anderson mostly agrees with you. He said really proud of their half-court defense, but as the half went on, he said he felt like they started to play too cute. Taking 16 threes is playing too finesse of basketball. He wants them to get back to the grind and play like you have something to believe in, like playing back at Madison Square Garden next week.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did. They took a bunch of threes, there's no doubt, but, you know, like I said, I think we'd look at this game all differently if you make half those layups.
Tennessee awaits the winner after an offensive foul was called on Nick Boyd. Already 2 turnovers in this half for the Owls after they had 3 the entire first half. Good defense by Golden, and a tie-up is called. The possession arrow favors FDU. Neither one of these teams has ever made the Sweet 16. This is only the 2nd time Florida Atlantic has been in the NCAA tournament. The first time was back in 2002. Moore for 3. Here we go.
They're not attacking this pressure right now either.
Closest the game has been since it was 2-0. Chance of FDU. Greenlee trying to quiet them. He cannot. And Roberts fighting for the rebound. It's FDU ball. Sean Moore, the story the other night, and a good start here to the second half.
And FAU is using the same strategy that Matt Painter used the other night of having the big guy guarding Moore. I think Moore proved you've got to guard this guy on the perimeter. You can't just leave him alone.
Munden, FDU on top. Run. Martin the other way draws the foul. Dimitri Roberts called for the foul, but Joe Munden has just given Fairleigh Dickinson the lead.
From the deep corner.
Fifth 3 of the night for the Knights, and now Elijah Martin's at the free throw line. This is a very pro FDU crowd. A lot of fans made the trip from Jersey, and then it seems like all the neutral quote-unquote fans are rooting for the Knights.
Oh, this is much closer to a home game for FDU than it is for FAU.
Tied at 33, and some full court pressure by the Owls. That was the first time Martin had scored in the last 17 minutes. He had 7 early and then did not score again.
And Golden is guarding Moore still. I don't know.
Moore right past Golden, and he finishes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they got to reevaluate that matchup. I understood why Matt Painter did it coming in, looking at his stats. He's a different player this weekend than he was all season. You got to do something different.
Munden didn't turn around. The ball almost hit him, and the ball is kicked. Gives us a chance to take our breath and look at the tournament summary earlier today here in Columbus. Good one, Michigan State advancing to the Sweet 16, knocking off Marquette. And UConn getting to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2014. The Huskies will see Arkansas next. Martin.
He's out of bounds.
You called it, Lap. Another turnover by the Owls. already their third in the second half.
And you know what happens in this game? These guys start believing it more and more and more. I just don't know about the strategy of the big guy guarding more.
London puts up an air ball. Just got word that it's gone final, and Creighton has advanced to the Sweet 16. So another Big East team in the Sweet 16 as the Blue Jays join UConn and Xavier.
That's it. Get it to the middle of the floor.
And Martin, the acrobatic shot, but couldn't get it to drop. And now numbers the other way for the Knights.
Layup.
Look at the cutter! Munden! Not your average Joe!
I think Dusty May can use a timeout.
12-1 run. Boyd on the other end, knocked away. AT&T takes us above the rim for Joe Munden and the Jam, and now we have a little trash talk at the other end.
And you see Boyd jogging back here, getting beat by Joe Munden.
The officials jumped right in as some words were exchanged, and now, as Tobin Anderson so often does early in the half, he has a hockey line change with new players out there. FDU up by 4. Keep in mind, Steve, Florida Atlantic used 2 timeouts in the first half, so they only have 2 remaining the rest of the game, and a foul's called.
That's a good point.
Foul's on Emmanuel. That's his second. A Florida Atlantic team that this season went 25-1 when leading at halftime. They were up 7 at the break tonight, but FDU has outscored the Owls 12-1 to begin the second half. You can watch CBS Sports HQ for free. 24/7 coverage of the big dance and all the biggest moments in sports. Catch tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. 1 out of 2 for Elijah Martin. Singleton tried to squeeze a pass into Tweedy, and it turns it over. 2-on-1. Davis with the left hand finish.
Good defense on that possession. That's what they have to do. They have to start buckling in on defense a little bit.
8 points for Johnell Davis, their leading scorer, averaging 13.5 per game. We've got Rosado at 6'8", out on Roberts, who's 5'8".
Yeah, this is not a good matchup.
Roberts over Rosado!
They can't stop them, and they really aren't doing anything different than they did in the first half, except the ball's going in the basket.
Gaffney trying to answer, and he does. That's a big shot for Jalen Gaffney, who in his last 3 games was 1 of 12 from the floor.
Still, so far, FDU has guarded the three-pointer really well. 4 of 19.
Singleton to the hoop, missed it. The follow by Emmanuel, no. Blygen, no. And Tweedy!
I mean, that was all effort. Complete and utter effort.
5 minutes into the second half, FDU, the shortest team in the country, leads by 3. Martin, corner 3. And Blygen able to secure the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get a better look from 3 than that one.
5 players at the scorer's table as FDU has outscored the Owls 17-7 here in the second half. These FDU fans on their feet in Columbus. 5 on the shot clock. Roberts starting to feel it. That one won't go down. And Rosado nearly lost it. Gaffney another 3. Wow. Not his specialty.
No,
and
that's
off
not
the
a good
mark.
shot.
And these guys are tired, just like the first half. The under 16 timeout has not come.
Exactly how the game started.
Elijah inside, missed it at the rim. That continues to plague FDU as Martin pushes ahead. Martin in the paint, nice move, left hand. What a finish! Elijah Martin. He's got 11 points into double figures. A lot of heavy breathing going out on the floor as they await the whistle. Roberts, nice move. Roberts from the free throw line. Oh, he's heating up.
He's so fast, Andrew. I mean,
Dimitri.
he's as quick a guy as you're going to find.
Martin for the tie. You bet! Back and forth we go!
Right now, they got to find somebody to guard Dimitri Roberts. Got a lot of subs waiting to come in. Good job by Rosado.
Roberts runner off glass. There's the whistle. A foul. And what a game we've got going again in Columbus. Back and forth we go. Roberts starting to heat up, but Elijah Martin dialed in at the other end. All of a sudden, we got a good one cooking here in Columbus. FDU and FAU tied at 44. The last time, and the only other time, a 16 seed advanced to the second round. UMBC 5 years ago. It took on K-State after they beat Virginia, and that's where the Cinderella run came to an end as Barry Brown at 18 for the Wildcats. Kansas State won 50-43. This 16 seed, FDU, determined to become the first to make the Sweet 16, and they would head back home just across the George Washington Bridge. They'd go into Manhattan to play at the Garden against Tennessee.
Yeah, they'd be there in about 25 minutes.
Depending on traffic.
Right.
Now you go Harlem River Drive, or you take...
No, you're going to go right down the West Side Highway.
That's what you're going to do?
Yeah.
You got to check the traffic first. Here's Forrest for 3. And the rebound to Sean Moore.
Switching all these screens.
Here's Reynolds handing off Roberts. Catch and shoot 3. You bet.
If they don't start switching those handoffs more aggressively, they're going to have a problem, because this kid, ever since you said that, he's been struggling in the tournament. He's been heating up.
He was 6 for 20 through 3 halves in Columbus, and he's been absolutely on fire here in the second. 10 points after halftime, but Johnell Davis has an answer.
They've got to, if they're going to switch on Roberts, on all these handoffs, they have to do it more aggressively so that they're there as soon as he catches it.
Here's Sean Moore trying to go at Golden over the 7-footer. He comes up short, and the rebound grab by Weatherspoon. Forrest baseline. Doesn't get the hop, but Golden cleans it up.
Good job by Golden running the floor, not standing around. That's why he was able to get that follow.
And that's what Dusty May told Jamie Erdahl at halftime. They had to have Golden finish some of those. He did there to tie the game at 49. Nine minutes into the second half. Shot clock is down to 6. Munden steps into a 3. Almanor on the offensive glass, and he's fouled going up.
One blue shirt on the offensive glass with 4 white shirts.
Things are heating up in Ohio. Dimitri Roberts on a tear, but the Owls have had the answers, and we're knotted at 49. Almanor at the free throw line as we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Andrew, you've covered it extensively. Dusty May, the FAU head coach, is a Bob Knight disciple. He grew up outside of Bloomington, Indiana, worked for Coach Knight, but his demeanor is vastly different than Bob Knight. He doesn't have the emotional range that we're used to seeing Bob Knight have. He's very calm. He told us that when he was a junior in college, he coached an AAU team, screamed at him all summer. He realized by the end of summer, that was not very fun for me or the guys. So
Golden the jam.
that'll make him
ahead,
get
Jamie.
off the bench. That'll make him not be calm. So now he's a happy guy when he coaches.
Yeah, I don't think he got that trait from Bob Knight, but he learned a lot more from Knight. Here's Singleton on the attack, knocked away by Martin. Great defense by Elijah Martin.
But you know, he was by Golden that time for sure.
Weatherspoon takes the three, comes up short.
That's not a good shot. You got a foot fake and shoot a three.
Munden the other way. Off the side of the backboard. Not a good shot either.
No.
51-50, midway through the second half. Almanor got tied up inside with Golden, and they call Almanor for the foul. How about the dunk by Golden, who's starting to pick up his play, Steve?
Yeah, they definitely need that. That was a good split of the double team, which led to him being able to do this.
Jamie talked about Dusty May growing up outside Bloomington. Tobin Anderson grew up in Truro, Iowa, and he went to I-35 high school. Yes, they were the Road Runners. It was 3 small towns all going to school right on the interstate.
That's unbelievable.
And what a great nickname, the Road Runners.
Yeah.
Went on to play Division III basketball at Wesleyan. Tweedy has come in for Almanor. That's Gaffney, no good, and big rebound by Sean Moore. He's got about 30 family and friends in attendance. The Columbus native went to Reynoldsburg High School. Roberts, not this time. Tweedy, the offensive rebound, trying to go back up. He does. He's fouled and one. Chirp, chirp. Cameron Tweedy with a chance at a three-point play.
I mean, he just wanted, I have to tell you, on the offensive glass, this team is so scrappy. They did it to Purdue, and they just wanted more. They're just more aggressive, faster to the ball.
Feeling it on the FDU bench. Nick Boyd back on the floor as Michael Forrest heads out. 12 offensive rebounds for FDU, as has been much discussed. The shortest team in Division I, their average height is 6'3". Florida Atlantic, not much bigger. Ken Palm has them at number 330 in the country in height, and their locker room motto is heart over height. 2 very evenly matched teams, and FDU has picked it up here in the second half. But Tweedy cannot complete the three-point play. A tie-up, and the arrow goes to Florida Atlantic. Best Coke ever. Only one way to find out. Take a taste.
You know, the one thing that Dusty May should think about, and I know they don't do it, is maybe a little bit of zone. Slow these guys down somewhat. You know, stop the dribble penetration. The problem is they won't, you know, rebounding out of a zone is a little tough. Now you got to take it to the middle and attack. Like that. That's how you break the pressure.
But Martin misfires from the corner, and Sean Moore another rebound.
Can't get a better shot.
Moore has 9 boards.
Oh, Golden's on him.
Roberts reverse! Special! $16 points for Dimitri Roberts. 12 in the second half. Boyd for 3. That'll quiet the FDU crowd as Boyd ties it up.
Yeah, the best thing they can do is to keep attacking this pressure like that. When they get the ball to the middle of the floor, they get something good. But I don't know, and no one's guarding this kid.
Each team with 7 made threes in the game. Singleton had it taken away. Johnell Davis in transition, trying to go coast to coast. He does! Owls back on top. $13 for Davis. That's his season average.
They've been sticking with this switching the whole night, 1 through 5.
Shot clock is down to 5. Moore not scared to shoot, puts up a wild shot, no good. 4 on 4 the other way. Boyd, tough pass. Davis, yes.
They need a timeout.
Tobin Anderson not calling one with 7:50 to go. 7 straight points now for Florida Atlantic. Roberts lost a handle on it. Gaffney on the deck, ripped away, and a whistle, and a foul is called. And again, these two teams having some words. This time it's Tweedy and Golden. And that takes us to a media timeout with 7:41 to go. A 7-0 run for Florida Atlantic. They lead by 4. Back in Columbus with our game summary and Dimitri Roberts, 12 points here in the second half, but the Owls lead by 4 as we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
The pep band is lively for FDU, but that is Dr. Willie Morris, who is the pep band director for Dayton. FDU, of course, played in the first 4. They don't have a band, so they asked Dayton to help out. About half the band was able to show up on Wednesday because it's spring break. He sent out an email. You guys got to get back here. We got to help this team. They're playing again on Friday in Columbus. The guys responded. They all descended upon Columbus, and here they are helping out FDU. Now the question is, could they go to New York City?
The question is, where did he get that jacket? That's what I want to know. Here comes Munden with the left hand, and he's fouled. All right, Lap, if the pace continues like this, with 7:31 to go, who does it favor?
You know, I think it favors, Florida Atlantic. They've turned them over a little bit lately. They've gotten some easy ones in transition off those couple of steals that they've had. But they have to stop FDU from driving the ball.
Munden makes the first. TNT and TBS are your home for the intense action-packed Stanley Cup playoffs beginning April 18th on TBS. Don't miss a minute of the action.
You've got two teams here that are both at their best at a fast pace. So that's what you got to expect.
Munden now has 11 points. 9 have come in the second half. And a foul called against FDU. 58-56 is the score with 7:21 to go.
And that's pretty good. They only have 4 fouls, FDU, as aggressive as they play defensively.
And Tobin Anderson still has 3 timeouts remaining. Florida Atlantic with 2. When Tobin Anderson came into our meeting yesterday, he said, "Coach, where'd you get that hat? It's kind of beat up." He goes, "Oh, I bought it in the bookstore." And we like, "Wait a minute, you had to buy your hat?" He's like, "Yeah, I went into the bookstore and bought this hat."
Well, he got a 10% discount, he said,
he's
as part of faculty.
School employee. Here is Greenlee for 3. Big shot for the Owls. They go up by 5.
They just have to make sure they do something with this kid and that they get on the glass.
And Reynolds turns it over. He threw it right to Rosado, who continues to be right in the middle of everything for Florida Atlantic. Greenlee fakes the 3, goes baseline. Closed off by Munden. Owls have made each of their last 4 shots.
He's got Roberts on him.
Roberts to the ground, and now 5 in a row for Florida Atlantic.
I think Tobin Anderson needs a timeout.
12-2 run.
Not calling it. He knows his guys, I guess.
Roberts, step back 3. Spins around. Now Boyd on the attack. Martin drives in, kicks it to Boyd for 3. No good, and Munden controls with 6 minutes to go. And Tobin Anderson is saying, let's go, let's push it.
I'll tell you, FAU is doing a much better job of moving the ball quickly. They seem to be much more comfortable in the last few minutes. A layup.
Great dish, Reynolds. And Munden almost missed it. And now Tobin Anderson will call timeout. How about the last bucket,
Lap? At this point in the game, stop it right there. At this point in the game, the last thing you want is a miscommunication. These guys here were supposed to switch. No one switched, and Munda ended up by himself for a layup.
5-point game. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Florida Atlantic looking for its 33rd win of the year.
Florida Atlantic's offense has been much sharper. I was going to say, he got lucky there.
Rosado lost it, but it was last touched by FDU. Take a look at the East Region bracket. Tennessee awaiting the winner of this one. Also Thursday at the Garden, Kansas State against Michigan State. Shot clock at 7. Davis on the wing, gets in tight and knocks it down.
I'll tell you, he's so tough because he makes those little shots that are around the basket. He made the 7-foot jumper on the baseline before. Johnell Davis starting to do it.
He leads all scorers with 19. Roberts in 1.
How did he finish that one?
These scrappy nights not going away with 5:05 to play.
I mean, he goes inside out. Wow. It's a great finish. I don't know if there was a foul, but it was a great finish anyway.
He's one of 3 St. Thomas Aquinas players who followed Tobin Anderson to FDU. And when he made his decision out of high school to go to St. Thomas Aquinas, he posted, unfortunately, not every player gets to go to D1. As we have a tie-up. But I think, Steve, it's important to note with Tobin Anderson and some of these players, there's a ton of talent and skill level at the Division II level, and it's so great that Tobin Anderson and these players are getting to show that on the big stage. Players
At the high level of Division II are good enough to play at the low level of Division I without a question.
And we're seeing it on display. 5:02 to go. Roberts to inbound. Gets it back from Almanor.
Especially guys that are in their 5th year. Big difference.
Almanor for 3. And the rebound grabbed by Davis. Davis has 19 points, 8 boards for the Owls. And he's got the ball here. Inside again, missed in tight. And the rebound, Munden. And they're saying a tie-up. FDU wanted a foul. The arrow favors the Owls.
Tough shot there with the left hand. Couldn't finish it.
Tobin Anderson does not get his wish with 4.5 to go. Davis has had the hot hand, and he is fouled. Munden called.
Davis is looking to take over this game. Yeah, I mean, that's clearly a foul.
Davis at the line, 84% on the season. After all the games are over, Ernie Johnson, Jay Wright, Candace Parker, and Seth Davis have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick. That is later tonight, only on TBS. Davis has scored 9 of the last 12 points for the Owls and has a chance to add 1 more here. 7-point game.
And this is what he did the other night against Memphis, too. Same thing.
Sean Moore drives in and scores with the left hand.
You know, it's the same strategy that Purdue used. They figured they'd put their big guy on Sean Moore. I don't know why, because he has proven that he's not bad.
Davis in the zone, and he draws the foul before the shot. Now, you've been saying this all night, but Sean Moore's had his way against Golden.
Well, they did the same thing with Edie. I mean, they watched the tape. Yes, I understood that why Matt Painter took a chance at doing that, because on paper, he was their worst three-point shooter, but guess what? That has not been the case.
Team foul number 5 against FDU. Greenlee way off the mark, but Gaffney able to track it down. Davis Travels. Turnover, number 7 for Florida Atlantic. 3:50 to go. Still a 5-point game. Will it be FDU or FAU? Moving on to MSG.
He's going to start playing cat and mouse with that pick and roll on the top. And he's really tough in that. Oh, that was close.
Very close. Roberts able to get it over to Sean Moore. Roberts has 14 points this half after just 4 in the first half. Elijah looking for someone to come help him. It's Roberts with the shot clock at 7. Roberts speeds on the baseline and scores.
That is some kind of quickness.
1 possession game, 3:20 to go.
That kid is fearless, finishing amongst a couple of white shirts.
14th time this year he scored at least 20 points in a game. Martin for 3. No good. And the rebound grab by the 5'8 Roberts.
That was not a good shot.
FDU out rebounding the Owls by 3.
This guy's just going to go to work.
Here's Moore. Almanor took his eye off the ball and they turn it over. 10th turnover tonight for FDU.
If you're FAU, you got to get some drive and kicks. That shot Elijah Martin took, he just caught it and shot it. You got to get some kind of penetration, cause a little help, then kick the ball.
Rosado got away with a travel, maybe.
Yeah.
Now Rosado inside, goes to the corner with Martin, who slips, gets back up, and no good. Rosado inside, no. Davis has it, his shot is good, and 1. What a big swing there.
One of the rare times that Fairleigh Dickinson got hurt on the glass.
And Davis has been in the right place at the right time all night long.
Yeah, he's only missed like one of those little floater things in the second half.
Misses the free throw. Still a 5-point game as we inch closer to the 2-minute mark. Tennessee waiting in the wings in the Sweet 16. Roberts for 3. No. And Davis the rebound.
Little quick, didn't need that one right away.
Davis with a double-double tonight. Gets inside again. Singleton had it, lost it. Boyd comes in to save it. And FAU will reset. Boyd with the shot clock at 5. Over to Greenlee for 3. That's a big time shot.
That was good offense because it came off of a dribble penetration, so now you got to step in 3.
Roberts looking for a quick answer, and he turns it over. Owls have numbers. Davis up ahead. Johnell Davis! And all of a sudden, it's a 10-point Florida Atlantic lead. 7 straight points for the Owls. Sean Moore for 3. It's good. And Tobin Anderson calls timeout with 1:06 to go. FDU looking for some late magic in Columbus. 74-67 after the FDU timeout as we go back to this big shot for FAU, Lap.
Yeah, that was a huge shot. It came off the dribble penetration. It wasn't just a catch and shoot. You got into the lane, you drew some help. Now you're taking a step-in 3, which is a lot better and easier than a flat-footed 3. But you know what? 7 points to this team with the way they press.
FDU only has 1 timeout remaining and 1:07 on the clock. They added a second, and now Davis calls timeout.
And now FAU has only 1 timeout left.
A look at our game reset, 1 timeout apiece, both teams in the bonus. Winner advances to the Sweet 16 against Tennessee on Thursday.
You know, people have started to use this lineup this year against presses where they have the 5 guys on the baseline. Never used to see it before, but I've seen it this year a few times.
Dusty May pulling out all the stops.
They do need to foul.
Roberts fouls with 1:01 to go. They'll send Nick Boyd to the free throw line, a 65% free throw shooter.
Yeah, a lot of people are running that 5 guys like on the baseline and then sending them and screening for them. The other thing that you could do in that situation, obviously after a basket, you could run the baseline.
Tonight as a team, FAU 7 for 11 at the free throw line. Nick Boyd, the hero, the other night against Memphis, game-winning bucket with 2.5 seconds left. And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Roberts comes away with it.
And instead of trying to shoot that ball, they should have got that rebound and pulled it out.
Sean Moore to Munden. Where will FDU turn?
Right here.
Roberts steps into a 3. No good. Rosado there for the rebound. Over to Davis. Tobin Anderson saying, you guys, you got to foul, and he does with 36 seconds left. Now you go back to that turnover when Moore and Almanor could not connect on a pass, and that was a huge play here down the stretch.
Yeah, they were down 3, and it was an unforced turnover. It was just the kid looked the wrong way. Yeah, that was the turnover of the game, no doubt.
What a performance tonight for Johnell Davis, the Gary, Indiana native. 25 points and 11 rebounds. He also has 5 assists and 5 steals.
Wow.
And a clutch free throw. 20 points this half for the junior. Dusty May told us that Davis plays bigger than his 6'4" frame, and you can feel that here tonight.
I mean, he is their leading rebounder, too. He only averaged like 5.5, but that's how this team is. They gang rebound.
Roberts looking for quick offense. Out to Almanor for 3. It's good. And Tobin Anderson uses his final timeout with 27 seconds to go. Johnell Davis. What a night, Lap.
Yeah, he's done it all. In this second half, he's been spectacular. Getting the ball up the floor, 5 assists, 5 steals, 25 points. A lot of finishes around the basket, which is his thing. He bailed them out against Memphis, and he's bailed them out so far because this thing's not over yet.
No timeouts remaining for Tobin Anderson and FDU. 1 left for the Owls and Dusty May. Love what Dusty May told us. When he was an assistant at Florida and Chris Chiozza beat Wisconsin at the buzzer in the Sweet 16, he said the next day the team was exhausted, and he said, why are you guys so tired? He said, Coach, our phones were buzzing all night long. We couldn't get any sleep. So he shared that story with this team and said, guys, 30 minutes at night for your phone and then go to bed and look at your roommate and make sure that he's not looking at his phone. And he said he believed his team would not look at their phones and focus on the task at hand. There's the foul given by Almanor. It'll be Greenlee going to the line, a 67% free throw shooter. You didn't have that problem with the phones.
No, well, yeah, we had a problem with the phones. We didn't have Twitter and all that stuff. I used to take the phones away on road trips at times. Depended, you know, just when they got on the bus, collect the phones. You like that?
I do. I can picture that.
You can picture it?
Yeah, it's not hard to believe.
Wow, that wasn't even close. Hey, 2 possessions right now if he misses. For this FDU team, that's not that much.
Big free throw coming here with chance of FDU ringing through the arena in Columbus.
He missed both.
0 out of 2. FDU, no timeouts. Roberts quickly to the hoop, and he missed it. Oh, he had a golden look, and he's done everything all night long, and he missed the lay-in.
And I like what he did because he did it in like 3 seconds. I know it was a 2-possession game. I get that. But a quick 2 where they would have had 19 seconds to go, down 4. And the way they've shot free throws, you got a chance. Now he missed that layup. You got to think if Davis makes 1 free throw.
The foul was on Almanor, and that's his 5th. So he is fouled out of the game, and Hiru Blajin will replace him. Seven points for Almanor tonight, the Northeast Conference most improved player this season. Davis is money at the line, 84%, and now a 3-possession game with 18 seconds left.
Now, obviously, it's got to be a 3. And it's got to be a quick one.
8-point game. Roberts for 3. No good. And no foul by FDU. Martin's going to come in and miss the jam. And some boos from the fans. Shouldn't do that.
Tobin Anderson's upset.
He is upset at midcourt. Wow. Dusty May looks like he's apologizing. He knows that Martin should not have done that.
Yeah, that is not right.
When you don't foul, you're calling it off and you're saying good game, and Martin missed the big jam. Well, what a run by FDU, the 16 seed, knocking off Purdue, but it's Florida Atlantic advancing to their first ever Sweet 16.